Good day everybody, this is Vic from VDrive bringing it to you. 2026 Toyota Tundra Capstone Hybrid. And I'm telling you this is the best value truck money can buy in the 2026 year model right now, and I'm going to prove it to you. So stay tuned towards the end of the video so I can put together each and every fact together for you guys. First of all, you have this beautiful looking key, and I would say that's the only drawback this Toyota Tundra truck has. The key is really light and it just looks really simple, and there's no significance looking at this truck if it's a Tundra or if it's a Tacoma, but that's okay. But at least this one does have a remote starter by pressing this the lock button a couple of times actually. Now, getting to the front of the vehicle there, it looks really nice. The color of this vehicle is called diamond white or the pearl white chill that they specifically called with the Toyota Canada or the USA. Looks really good. You have the nice looking LED lights at the front, you have the daytime running lights, and you have the projectors beams right in between there, and behind that the vent right there is a functionality that actually feed your twin turbos that's connected to your 6 cylinders there along with the hybrid motor. You have a lot of chrome inserts at the front end, and you have a chromed up Toyota badge right there too that looks really good. And you do have the front end sensors, of course, a part of your 360 camera. You have a front camera there too. You have a radar system right there too, conveniently located and blacked out with a flat black look there too. And you have your block heater section right at the front there too. Looks really good. Nice indentation on top of your hood there too. It gives you a nice bolder look. Of course, you can't compete with the previous body style, which was the V8 body style. That was more of a workhorse. This is more of a truck for somebody who really want to go to work, but also a supervisor or the owner of the company there too. Now, coming to the side of the vehicle, as you can see, the body match fender flares gives you a really nice look. Imagine if this truck will give you a flat black portion right there. It's not going to look as good. And for your tires, you have these Bridgestones, as you can see, and these are your nice aluminum brushed gunmetal wheels that are sizes 22, and the tire size is 265/50 R22s. Now, the total length of this vehicle, as you can see, is 233 inches. And if you are talking about the width of this vehicle without the mirrors, it's going to be 80 inches, 80.2 inches precisely. And the height of this vehicle is going to be 78 inches, which is pretty tall, which is pretty standard across all the trucks that you see in this segment. Now, the weight of this vehicle is going to be 5,900 pounds, which is pretty standard and a little bit on the heavier end due to the hybrid motors that are attached to this vehicle. Let's just get into the bed length of this vehicle there. It's going to be 5 feet and 5 inches, which is only option available with the Capstone package there. If you'll go to the lower models, you can go to the longer versions, which is going to be 6.5 feet, or if you'll go with the double cab there, that's also going to give you 8 feet 1 inches there too. Now, if you come to the back of the vehicle, you have this beautiful looking LED lights that are going straight top to bottom there, and if you'll press this button right there, it's going to open up your tailgate. That looks really cool, and it's going to open up this step right there too. So if in case your tailgate is down, and if you still want to get inside the bed, you can just step on this, but there is nothing to grab on, but that's okay. You can just get into the vehicle there. Some of you might be saying, why there is a lot of snow in Edmonton? That's just the place I live in, and it was really hard for me to, drop all the snow. So I'm like, what, screw it. I'm sure you guys will understand that. But now, getting into the vehicle right there too, inside here, your bed has the composite aluminum portion that you see right there. So your bed, doesn't matter how you use this bed and where you live, you're not going to catch any sort of a rust to this. It's a composite material there, and inside as well. And considering that fact, you're not going to have any of the crazy amount of scratches inside the bed. You do have a 120 volt port right there too. And if I will conveniently lift this tonneau cover for you guys, you do have these tie down rings that goes all across the vehicle there, and you have your lights inside the bed as well, which is pretty cool. Now, in case you want to lift this tailgate up, all you have to do is just press the same button that's on the side or on that handle there, and it's going to close it up for you. At the bottom right there, you have a lot of flat black here. You have these reverse lights that are right in the middle there. I'm sure you're able to see it. You have the tailgate connectivity there, the sensors, and the towing package. The total towing that you can do with this bad boy is going to be about 10,000 pounds with the hybrid setup, with the total payload of 1,400 pounds. Now let me just show it to you. What do you get under the hood in this specific bad boy here? Now when you lift up the hood, under the hood you get this 3.4 liter twin turbocharged and a hybrid package motor that is paired to 10-speed transmission, putting out 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque, and it's going to give you a really good fuel economy as well. You're going to get 19 miles per gallon in the city, and the combined is going to be roughly around that 20 miles per gallon with the fuel tank capacity of 122, which is pretty good in my opinion there too. Rest, it totally depends on where you drive and how you drive. Now some of you might be wondering, what would be the total price of this vehicle there? In Canada right now, you can get this in the 2026 models for $98,500, and in the last 3 years, of course, there has been some price increases, and in the 2023 year, the exact same package was roughly around that $93,000, $94,000. Now it's $98,500. But if you'll compare this to the significant others in the GMC, which is the Denali Ultimate, that's going to cost you roughly around that $109,000. For a Ram 1500 Tungsten, which is the top of the line Ram, that's going to cost you roughly around that $105,000, and a Ford Platinum or a Limited in the hybrid setup, it's going to cost you roughly around that $111,000. So if you're really considering the value, this will be the best value possible. But there is one small thing that you need to consider. This vehicle you are not able to get with the automatic 4x4, which means if you keep it in auto 4x4 in the other vehicles, it's only going to kick in front vehicles when you need it, but in this specific one, you're rear wheel drive or you're 4x4. So if you're trying to take a 360 turn, or if you're really trying to get into the snow land here, you will see some sort of a jerking action in the front wheels, which you can't prevent because it's a Toyota, and other vehicles do have the auto 4x4. But let's get into the interior so I can show it to you what else you get into this one. For the interior, you get this nice beige interior, and you have the black portion leather, two-tone leather with the aluminum plating here too, flat black on the door as you can see, and you have these nice vents at the back as well with a nice tent there too. These seats are really comfy. You can drop that whole window down, which is a Toyota thing. So instead of having a rear sliding window that goes side by side, you can drop the whole thing. Now, since you have a hybrid system setup here, you won't really have any sort of underseat storage, which is never compromised if you're really looking at the Ford world or anything like that. Now there is a drive shaft going at the back, so you'll definitely have a bump in the middle there too. Even though it's fitted for 5-seater, 3 people at the back, you'll have to fit a small person at the back there too. Now if I'll get inside the vehicle, I'm going to show you something here. Good part is that with the two-tone leather, you only have the lighter portion on top. Otherwise, you will really put a lot of dirt on the leather using your knees or your dirty clothes there. Now, when you have the hybrid setup there, my head is really touching the top of the roof, just because all the space that the seat is taking there. But the good portion is that you do have heated and cooling seats at the back. You have a 120-volt port, and you have USB-C. That's right, you have USB-C and a USB at the back right here, which is pretty cool. And you do have your cup holder space right in the middle there too. But instead of having a proper latch that you can pull it on, you only have to just squeeze your hand in and pull this down just like this, right? Plenty of space, but again, there are certain things that could be improved, but that's okay. When you pay a little bit of a lesser money, you are okay to compromise certain things, which I'm fine with that. Hey, you do have cup holders here too. Now let's get into the front of the vehicle here. I'm going to show it to you quickly. You do have these beautiful looking leather seats at the front as well, which is pretty common there. You do have this portion right here that you can lift it up and give some extra support for your underneath of your thigh here. Now you get this thing into the Ford world and in the Toyota world, but you do not get it into the GMC, the Chevy, or the Ram world, which is pretty crazy in my opinion when you spend $110,000, $105,000. But hey, you can spend $198,500 and you can get this, and you still have the massaging seats, which is going to massage the whole back instead of just the back of the portion, which you only get into the GM world there. Now when you get inside, this is what you see. You have a pretty good combination of black leather on top, and you have a beige leather right in the middle, and of course a nice blend of black leather and aluminum finishing right over here. The steering wheel looks really beefy here, if we give you a good feel. The heated steering wheel that is fully heated instead of just a portion of it, which Toyota gives it instead of other cars like a Toyota Corolla or a Toyota Camry there. You do have a heads-up display there too. You have a 12-volt port right on top of here, and you have this 14-inch screen that gives you a 360 camera that looks like this, which is pretty high definition in my opinion here. You can see multiple different angles on here. You have a side profile angle. You can see how your truck looks on the side, the top view, the back view, and like so many other things that you can do. And if you'll press this button right here, you can also see where exactly you stand and how your tires are turning and all that kind of stuff. You do have a rear camera mirror. In case the people are sitting at the back, they are really blocking your view, you can just turn this on, and this is located all the way at the back. You do have a Capstone written right here. You have the full wood grain all around there, and you have a nice plush material here too, which looks really good. You have the heated and cooling seats, and of course, as I mentioned, you do have a massage function as well, which you can control right here, and that you can just do it like this. You can control the power on it, you can control the upper body, the lower body. If you want to just control the lumbar there, you can do all those things there too. And you have a digital dash right here to show you each and everything. Now the tank is full right now. The only disappointing part which you might feel is that why it's just showing 700 some kilometers distance to empty. Just so you know, this truck is basically brand new, only driven about 2600 kilometers by Sherwood Toyota. They haven't really driven anywhere on the highway, just around the city here within that 50-kilometer radius. So they haven't really got a chance to really test the fuel economy on this bad boy. And of course, it was really cool, so we had to do a jump start on this thing. So don't be disappointed on that. The truck has a really good fuel economy, I can tell you that. Right now, you do have a lot of wood grain right here. You do have your wireless charging here as well. Plenty of space here with the cup holders. As I mentioned, you have a 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel high and 4-wheel low, no auto 4x4. Dry mode selectors are right here, and you can see, you know, all the sport, eco and normal mode. You have a tow haul mode here to give you a better shifting when you're actually towing, and you have a little bit of a space here in case you want to throw your change. You have a see-through space right here, and if you'll press this button, you have a lot of space right here too. USB-C port there too. It'd be pretty handy if the truck will also have 110 volt at the front, not only at the back. You know, I'm just thinking. But hey, one good thing I can tell you that if you're really into using a dash cam or anything like that, you can plug in your dash cam right over here, and you can plug in your dash cam right over here, which is pretty handy. Now, one important thing that you might be interested, you know, how many speakers does this truck get? You get the JBL speakers. You get total of 12 speakers. That's one of them, and you have one in that corner, one in that corner, two in that corner, and of course all around the vehicle there are 12 speakers with the amplifier and a subwoofer as well. So if you want the best experience possible, you'll be able to get that. All right guys, let's just go for a quick drive in our Toyota Tundra Capstone Hybrid. Hope you guys are getting some sort of a value out of this video. If you are, be sure to please hit the subscribe button. I would love to get you back on our channel and check out some other vehicles and some other reviews there. It'd be my honor if I can be your car reviewer for life, you know. And yeah, if you have any questions for me, please drop a comment below. You know, I'll be happy to answer that. And if there's any mistakes I made or anything that I can improve, you know, I'm open to feedback. Please let me know. I'll be happy to make those changes and deliver better and better videos there for you guys there. All right, let's just go for a quick run. We will go a little bit on a highway there. Of course, as you can see, there's a lot of snow, but the way the truck handles, it's really, really good. The traction is really good. I'm still in the 2-wheel drive, as you can see right here. I will, however, put it in 4-wheel drive because you never know. Roads are really slippery. Temperature is showing -16, -17 as we speak right now, but it almost feels like -23, -24 with the wind that's going on in our city right now. Especially I'm in the outskirts right now. But let's just go and see how this vehicle handles in the wind as well. You know, after all, that's a whole idea. I just pressed the brake. There was a little bit of a skidding there, but the truck handled it well. Obviously, when I'm in a 4x4, I can feel a little bit of a jerking action when I'm taking a turn there. That is minimized when you go for an automatic 4x4 truck there. But obviously, if you really see the value of spending $6,000-7,000 over just a regular 4x4 truck, you know, in my opinion, I'll take this one over the other ones just because of that. But again, personal preferences at the end of the day. All right, what mode are we in? I don't even know. I'll go in the sport mode. All right. The truck definitely has a decent amount of torque there. That's fun. To all of you guys who are actually into towing vehicles and you're planning on towing a big trailer, you'll have a really good time with this specific one. Unlike any other GM product or a Ford product where you'll have to upgrade your suspension and differential ratio in order for you to cross 10,000 mark, there is only one configuration in the Toyota Tundra world, especially in the Capstone world, because it's a luxury model. You have the 22 inches wheels and you have a lot of fancy other things. You can still tow up to like 11,000 pounds and there's only one configuration. Nothing confusing, plain and simple. You won't really have to use a lot of your mind over there. All right, so we are approaching a red light right now. I'll try to press on a brake. Let's just see. Oh, good traction. I really like it actually. And one more thing I would like to highlight, along with the Auto 4x4 and few other fancier brand things that you do not get with the Toyota, there is also one more thing that you do not get, which is called autonomous driving. GMC World, they have Super Cruise hands-free driving, and Ford have a Blue Cruise, and same as Ram, they have their own hands-free driving system. In the Toyota world, you only have one thing. It's adaptive cruise control. It's a Sense 3.0 technology, which is pretty good. There is no problem with it, but understand, if you're on a highway, you will have to touch your steering wheel as soon as the vehicle touches the side of the line there. So those are the few things you'll have to keep it in mind, but again, it just depends who you are, if you really care about those things at all. Now, let's just talk about a little bit on the noise cancellation in this vehicle. It's quiet. That's the only thing I can tell you, that it's really quiet, especially the sound deadening that they have done with this acoustic glasses on the side, and of course the front glass is acoustic as well. So that actually helps create this aura within the vehicle, that it makes your vehicle really a quieter ride, and every time you go on a highway, you'll have easy time talking to anybody over the phone, or even if you have somebody sitting beside you or behind you, you won't really have to yell. I'm yelling because I'm just a little sick, but that's okay. Talking about the power, you'll have a decent amount of power there. Again, 430 some horsepower there, and 500 plus pound-feet of torque, which is already high in the industry, especially with the hybrid motors there. So you won't really have complaints with that. And I'll try to take a little turn over here and see how the vehicle handles a little bit on a slippery slope there. As soon as you slow down and there's an object in front of you, the camera turns on. That's a pretty neat, precision, in my opinion there. I really like this thing. By the time the light turns on, I'm gonna turn on my massage one more time, because I really enjoyed it actually. The whole seat is massaging, and these extra leg extensions, especially if you're tall and if you have longer legs, this is something that you can really put it to use, because that's going to give you a lot of support, especially on a longer drive there. Oh wow. My back of my knees are almost touching with this thing. Pretty good sign in my opinion there. And the massaging seat are really massaging all of your back, top and bottom. So which is pretty good sign in my opinion there. Unlike some other brands like in the GMC and the Chevy world there, and in the Ram world there too, they only have the back of the vehicle, the back of the seat, not the whole seat. So this is a really good thing. It can be annoying when the camera turns on back up again and again. All right, here we are. Let's just step on it a little bit. Wow. It maintains traction really good. I mean, part of the fact that you're also in the 4x4 setting there. If I'll be in just two-wheel drive, that will be a little bit of a challenging situation for sure. But still, just the way it's taking care of the whole balance and the traction on the highway, it's pretty neat in my opinion. Now, the big question is, can I see myself driving this thing, before I recommend you guys? My answer is 10 on 10, because the comfort, the value, the price that you pay, and the comfort on the seat that you get, especially with the leg extension and the massaging seat there too, I'll have to give this one 10 on 10 for that. Now the main question is if I can see myself driving this truck, because before I recommend it to you guys, I'll have to say yes to this, and my answer is yes. I can definitely see myself driving this truck. The comfort is great, the value of money that you spend on this one is great, and especially if you can save about 5 to 10 grand on just some autonomous driving and your auto 4x4 features there, I'll definitely see value taking this one over them. And again, at the end of the day, who you are and what kind of a truck person you are, you'll have to decide it by yourself. And with that, we are done. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are regarding this vehicle. We'd love to hear from you. What your thoughts are. What are the good things that you like about this truck? And with that, we are done.